Hey everyone. Yeah, I just got off work about almost an hour ago. And, well, it's been quite a newsworthy day as far as movies are concerned. I mean, of course, we all saw, and you saw my reaction as well as Angry Joe, and I'm sure Andre Meadows of Black Nerd Comedy is going to do a reaction video, reaction review video on the Doctor Strange teaser trailer, or trailer, however you want to look at it. And I did that reaction before I went to work today, and of course, lo and behold, I can't go to work or anything without coming home and finding out that more news, movie-wise, has dropped. And I do apologize, I got a cough drop in my mouth. But like I said, to come home, it's like I can't go to work or even go to sleep or whatever you want to call it without more newsworthy stuff dropping. And apparently, that's exactly what happened, because according to slashfilms.com, that was posted on Movie Pilot today, courtesy of Facebook. According to slashfilm.com, the Scooby-Doo reboot film, from what we understand, is supposed to be animated. That comes out in 2018, is going to launch, and that's why it's questioned here in the title. Scooby-Doo, new Scooby-Doo movie, 2018 Scooby-Doo movie, will launch a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, or as it's going to say here in the title, to launch a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Yeah, that's right. According to the article at CinemaCon 2016, it says that Scooby-Doo movie, which they pretty much confirmed was planned for 2018. They even have a link to the to the article from back in August of last year. And pretty much what they're saying here is when this movie comes out in 2018, whether it's in the summer, the spring, fall, or whenever, according to this, Warner Brothers plans to use it as a launching pad for a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. In other words, Warner Brothers wants to do an animated Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Now this is what they said, and I quote, this is from slashfilm.com today, and I quote, or yesterday actually, and I quote, it says, "While we've known for some time that Warner Brothers had a Scooby-Doo reboot planned for 2018, we learned much more about the project at CinemaCon 2016. One big revelation is that the movie will be titled Scoob, S.C.O.O.B. That's right, S.C.O.O.B. And we're not just talking the word Scoob. It's going to be S.C.O.O.B. Yeah, it's basically going to be like a short for something else. But that's basically what it's going to be. And now continuing on with the article, and I quote, "One big revelation is that the movie will be titled Scoob, and that'll launch a whole new wave of potentially interlocking Hanna-Barbera movies. Yes, that's right. Warner Brothers is planning a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Which, now this sounds pretty cool when you think about it, but there's some problems with it. One, as they address later on in the article, some of these properties that they want to bring in are set in different eras and time periods. But I think I have an idea exactly who they might include in the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe and why. Continuing on with the article, and I quote, "How this will work was not explained, as we were only shown a brief glimpse of concept art featuring Scooby-Doo and some sketches of other Hanna-Barbera characters. The exact quote used in a much longer overarching wag sizzle reel, wag being behind the Lego movie, was that the film will be, quote, our first shot at unlocking the whole Hanna-Barbera universe, unquote." Now again, that sounds potentially good, right? But again, it's like they say here, but it's like they said here, you got so many different elements of characters in Hanna-Barbera history, Hanna-Barbera animation from different time periods and different eras, that it's going to be kind of like questionable of how you're going to get them together. Hold on. Continuing on. What was this? What I have it? I hate when it does this. Thing crashed. Hold on for a sec. But, like I said, potentially it sounds good and everything, but you got properties like the Flintstones, you got properties like the Jetsons. How are they going to interlock with Scooby-Doo? How are they going to interact with him? It's almost impossible. Almost. What was I? Oh, yeah. Now, continuing on with the article, they state, other Hanna-Barbera properties include the Flintstones, Yogi Bear, the Jetsons, the Smurfs, Top Cat, Johnny Quest, Wacky Races, C-Lab 2020, and many other cartoons. Although some of those, like the Smurfs, are owned elsewhere and obviously couldn't be part of this cinematic universe, there's also the question of if and how they might cross over, considering they all take place in different settings and time periods. Aside from Scoob, the studio has not announced the release dates for any other Hanna-Barbera movies. Now, that sounds good, and now that's what I was pointing out there. There are different, properties from Hanna-Barbera that are part of the Hanna-Barbera library, but movie license-wise are not owned by Hanna-Barbera. Like the Smurfs, they're owned, movie license-wise, they're owned by Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures. So there's no way they'd be part of it. Other properties like the Jetsons, the movie licensing for the Jetsons and the Flintstones, as far as we know, the movie licenses are still owned by Universal. So you could take them and put them to the wayside. So, like I said, as far as I know, the theatrical movie license for Jetsons and the Flintstones are owned by Universal. You can put them to the wayside. But the question is, what other properties are available? Well, you got Yogi Bear, but how would they be able to do that unless they go into an alternate dimension? The best choices are the ones that are action and mystery solving related, in my opinion. But I'll get to that in a moment. Continuing on with the article, it states, and I quote, WAG is led by a brain trust that includes Phil Lord, Chris Miller, Nicholas Stoller, Glenn Farquhar, John Rakarl, and Jared Stern. Although the only completed film to come out of WAG so far is 2014's The Lego Movie, they have many more planned in the coming years, including Storks, out this fall, the Lego Batman movie, 2017, a Ninjago movie, also 2017, the Lego Movie 2 in 2018, and a Smallfoot, about a Yeti that believes humans are real. Warner Brothers has been aggressively expanding its biggest franchises, including the DC Extended Universe, which just released Batman v Superman and has many more films scheduled through 2020. And the Harry Potter universe, which will be revived this fall with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Scoob arrives September 21st, 2018. Now, like I said, potentially this all sounds good and everything, but it's like they said in the article there, and like I said, and I do apologize if I sounded like I was mumbling a little bit. I had a cough drop in my mouth. From what it sounds like, there are certain properties that, like I said, are licensed out to other studios for theatrical movie-wise. You know, Smurfs, Jetsons, Flintstones. So it'd be kind of hard to figure out who could they cross over. Unless you have Scooby and the gang enter a portal and go to an alternate dimension where they meet up with Yogi or they meet up with Top Cat or whatever. I just don't see that as a possibility. I think Mystery Incorporated's one episode that they did, I think in the first or second season, where Scooby had this dream about being at this mystery convention that the gang was supposed to go to, and seeing all these other mystery solving teams and the mascots, I think that's the best direction to go in for the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Here's why. You got Johnny Quest, you could cross over with him, no doubt. You got Blue Falcon, that's been done before, you could do that. Speed Buggy is another one. Jabberjaw is another one. C-Lab possibly. And if you want to, take them into space, or you want to have some kind of space kind of atmosphere, you can also involve Space Ghost. You can involve Space Ghost. You can involve, let's see, what are some of the other properties? The Herculoids, I think, that's one of them. I mean, there's a lot of properties you can use. A lot of properties. But like I said, the best choices are going to be the kind that are very mystery-solving wise, like Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. Perfect crossover right there if you wanted to do it. Like I said, Speed Buggy. Jabberjaw is a good choice. I know it might take some wheeling and dealing, and maybe they might be on good terms because the CW is bringing out Riverdale. Maybe you could do a Josie crossover with Scooby in the future. Who knows? But again, there's just so many possibilities. But the ones like the Flintstones and Jetsons, as far as I remember and know, the theatrical movie license is owned by Universal. And Smurfs are owned by, theatrical movie license is owned by Sony. So again, you got the opportunities there, but the question is, can you capitalize on them? The question is, what can you capitalize on them with what you could have? I mean, like I said, you got, like I said, you know, Johnny Quest is a good one. Uh, Speed Buggy, Captain Caveman, Hong Kong Phooey's a good one. Maybe if you wanted to do that. There's many possibilities. But when I look at ones like Yogi Bear, you know, I don't know if that's going to be a good in Top Cat. I don't know if those would be good choices. They might be better if they were in their own phase. Like, okay, the first phase could be the mystery solving, you know, mystery solving suspense thriller Hanna-Barbera characters, and the second phase could be the anamorphic characters. That's how I think they should go. Because I don't know if you'd be able to tie in Yogi with Scooby or tie in what is it? You know, tie in Top Cat with Scooby. I mean, I understand they did do something like that with Laugh Olympics. Don't get me wrong, but unless you're going to do a Laugh Olympics movie as a payoff, I just don't see it happening. I really don't. And, you know, of course you got other properties they could cross over with. I mean, heck, you tested it with Johnny Bravo. You could probably do a Johnny Bravo crossover if you wanted to do it. Do a Johnny Bravo movie and then make that part of the cinematic universe. Powerpuff Girls, there's a good option right there. You know, they're popular. They've had their own movie already. Why not do it again? And who knows where you can go with that. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not set against, you know, them trying to find a way to work a way with getting Yogi or Top Cat or any more of those kind of characters. They may seem out of place with Scooby-Doo in this kind of a setting. I'm not against that, but I think they're best saved for their own phase of Hanna-Barbera Cinematic Universe, their own standalone phase. Well, I think Scooby and crossing over with him for a cinematic universe, like in a first phase, in a phase 1, I think it would be best done characters like Johnny Quest, Blue Falcon, Captain Caveman, Hong Kong Phooey maybe, and you maybe even Wacky Races. Who knows? There's a possibility there. But to me, this sounds good, and if they're gonna go the animated route with it, that's probably going to be the best option because you can do more with animation, whether it's 2D or CGI. You can do a lot more with it than you can do with live action. But the question is, what other movies are they gonna? What other properties, Hanna-Barbera properties, are they gonna turn into movies to tie in to into the S.C.O.O.B movie, the S.C.O.O.B movie in 2018? That's gonna help build this cinematic universe. That's what I wonder. So. Again, the possibilities are there. I mean, I think obviously the next best choice, if they're still going to be on good terms with Warner Brothers, is to do a Josie and the Pussycats movie animated wise, so that ties in somehow. Maybe do an end credit scene or a mid credit scene that leads us in to the Josie and the Pussycats movie, or whatever movie comes next, like maybe a Johnny Quest one or a Blue Falcon one. I think that might work. I'm just saying. So. You know, I'm just saying that's possibly the best way you could start tying them in. But again, it sounds good. If it's gonna be animated, it sounds even better. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the possibility of a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe? Comment down below. I'll talk to y'all later.